It's time for our next Disney World staycation.
It's about to get naughty.
Cole. Not nautical.
Nautical.
Ahoy there, Mam Fam. We are continuing our hotel series at...
This is one of the most popular resorts on Walt Disney World property, so we are here to check everything out from the rooms to the dining to see why it is such a fan favorite. So, avast, Mam Fam.
This is it's no pirate. Nautical.
Anchors away.
There we go.
Disney's Yacht Club is the sister resort to the next door beach club, and together the pair are, like I said, some of the most popular on property, mostly due to their very close proximity to Epcot. You are mere steps away from the back entrance to Epcot, which makes this a hot spot, especially during the Epcot festivals. You're also right across the way from Disney's Boardwalk, so there are tons of eating and drinking options. Because of this, along with the fan favorite Stormalong Bay pool complex and the various amenities, these are deluxe resorts and often some of the most expensive rooms you will find on property. But we will get into price and everything once we get into our room. For now, we are headed to the lobby to check in. And by check-in, I just mean to pick up some key cards. We did online check-in, which I highly recommend because then your room can be ready to go as soon as you arrive. But I did notice these nautical flags right here, and through a cursory Google search, I confirmed my suspicions that the nautical flag meanings for these is Yacht Club.
Now, you can use your phone or your Magic Band to get you access to your room, but we like to pick up our key cards. I don't know. We're just a little bit old school like that, and also our phones have been finicky in the past. Walking inside the lobby, it is a very cool aesthetic. This, matches the yacht rock vibe that we had on the drive-in today. And who better to describe the color and overall feel of this lobby than me? You've got some nice cool blues alluding to the sea. All throughout you have knots and other nautical references to when you are actually on a ship. You also have the ship's wheel that's in the railing up top here. Many photos of the layout of different ships, along with some model ships here in the lobby too. And Molly's skirting off somewhere over here in the corner. Where is she headed? What is happening? Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know if you can have access to that. Look at her. Look at her up there. Just Hooper drives the boat, Chief. Why doesn't he come down here and chum some of this? Oh, we're taking a strong left-hand turn there. You're doing great. And on our globe, we have a new and accurate globe of the world drawn according to ye truest descriptions, latest discoveries, and best observations yet made by colonizer. One of my favorite features in the lobby here at the Yacht Club is this globe. I just love the look of it as you can sort of spin it around and see some of the early names and architecture and drawings, the way this is all done. I really, really like it. And I think one of the things that I enjoy the most is the, the Southern Unknown Land. That's not my favorite part of this map, but I think it's a fun little nod. Across from all the sea creatures and things that you can find, there is a little hidden Mickey down here on the globe itself next to this sea entity with very large lips. What bird is this, do you think?
This is a very niche reference, but there's a part in Parks and Rec when they go to Partridge, Minnesota, Ben Wyatt's hometown, and he's on a bunch of painkillers because he had kidney stones, and then he goes to the mayor's office, and there's a bronze bird like this, and he's like... And then
what are you doing there, Wyatt?
And he's like...
I'm feeding your eagle. He's starving.
All right, grabbed our room keys. One thing I do love about Disney lobbies for the check-in is they've got like a little kid waiting area and it plays Disney cartoons that are usually applicable to whatever hotel you're at. In this case, they're playing old school Mickey and now Goofy cartoons, which I find very fun. And before we go check out our room, which is ready, we are headed to grab some lunch. And as Alan pointed out, just everywhere you look in this hotel, there are little nautical touches, like the nautical old school map being the carpet, or knots, or ships, or anchors, or anything ship-related. Circuit portholes, if you will.
I will.
And we are headed into the market at Ale and Compass. Ale and Compass is one of the dining locations here, and it's got 3 different establishments. The Ale and Compass restaurant, the Ale and Compass lounge, or as we are now, again, we are at the market, which is half merchandise shop, half quick service location. So we're going to go scope it out.
Now here inside the merch shop, you'll notice that there isn't a huge selection, but they do have some specific Yacht Club merchandise, and they are collaborating with some of the more high-end collabs that you have. You have like Sir Tommy Bahama, Lily Pulitzer, Vineyard Vines, Peter Millar. So if you're interested in those types of goods, they are here and available for you. But I will also turn this over to Molly because she truly does have quite the knack to provide you a sub 2-minute rapid fire merch tour.
Fans of the Yacht Club, boy, are you in luck, because there is quite an expansive collection, including Yacht Club Tervis, Yacht Club Corksicle, Yacht Club Magnet, Yacht Club Ornament, super cute with Mickey and Minnie sailing, Yacht Club Pin, Beach Club Pin, get out of here, Yacht Club Towel, Yacht Club Christmas Pin, Yacht Club Vineyard Vine Shirt, I like that, Yacht Club Quarter Zip, also Vineyard Vines, Yacht Club Robe, different Yacht Club ornament, and I love these because when you turn them around, there's Mickey and Minnie having a nice time. Different Vineyard Vines Yacht Club Quarter Zip and Yacht Club t-shirt. Now, as far as the market goes, there's plenty of grab and go options of different snacks or things if you're headed out to the pool or back to your room. You've got not only a whole selection, I believe this is all gluten-free right here in the middle, which is nice. You've got some pastry treats, wine, salads, desserts, sandwiches, all kinds of stuff you can take with, including Mickey bars and Mickey ice cream sandwiches right here. Very important information. Then they've also got the market over here. You can do mobile order or you can order at the counter where they have a variety of hot sandwiches, including a hot ham and cheddar, a grilled chicken, and a foot-long chili cheese hot dog, which you know what I will not be getting. Most importantly, though, they have a full range of Joffrey's beverages, which I find very important.
All right, we have picked up our food, and let me tell you, it is hot and fresh off of the grill. These sandwiches were spicy and hot to pull out of the packaging. I picked up the Cuban sandwich. This is ham, slow-roasted pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard mayonnaise on a hoagie roll served with house-made chips on the side. Molly picked up the grilled chicken sandwich. This is basil pesto, fresh mozzarella, and oven-roasted tomatoes on an olive oil ciabatta served with house-made chips. We also made sure to ask the cast member if they could check with the chef on if there were any nuts in this pesto, and they have assured us that there is not. So, Molly's pumped to grab that. She also picked up a iced cold brew coffee, which is Joffrey's black coffee, and we have a Mickey-shaped brownie.
First of all, not shaky shaky, just Joffrey's French roast, but still delicious. It is still so good, and I'm glad they have it. This, I rarely eat pesto because it could kill Alan, but I was excited to hear that this one would be okay. This is not a bad sandwich at all. The chicken is nice and moist. It's not dry at all. I love the fresh tomato. I love the taste of pesto, that herby basilness, and then it has lots of mozzarella on there. And the bread is nice and soft despite having gone into the press. It's not hard, just a little crispy on the outside, but it's nice and soft. The only thing I wish it had was actually more of the pesto because it is a little on the blander side for me. But overall, fresh ingredients, made to order, pretty tasty sandwich.
All right, and here is the cross section of this Cuban. She looks cheesy. First things first, the bread is very soft, nice and hot from the press, from the panini press. The pork and the ham are both pretty darn good. They're not the best pork or ham that I've ever had in Cuban in my entire life, but they're thinly sliced. There's a lot of it, and complementing with that cheese on top. I think the quantity and quality of the meat you're getting is pretty darn good. I'll also echo Molly, I wish it was saucier. I wish I had more of the mustard mayo and a few more pickles on here for my taste, but I think the portion size for what you're getting and the amount of meat you're getting in the sandwich, it's hard to complain. House-made chips.
That was so crunchy.
Okay. Kettle cooked, very crunchy. Do I want more salt? Yeah, but I'm a fan of these.
And now to eat Mickey's ear probably first. When you guys order Mickey-shaped things, where do you go first? I go for the ears. But this is from the bakery case, and they also had some cupcakes and cinnamon rolls and other things, but this looked fresh and delicious, and they make them here, so why not? Now, I don't think I could eat this whole thing on my own in one sitting because it's pretty rich as far as the chocolate goes, but it's good quality chocolate. It's really moist. It tastes like, and I mean this as a compliment, a lovely Betty Crocker brownie from a box. but I mean that nicely, seriously, because I love those. So pretty good, simple dessert. Lunch finished, and we're headed to do a little walkabout on the grounds, and they have the fuel rod station right here. All Disney resorts have one of these. They have them throughout the parks as well. I use these a lot. It's a portable charger that you can swap whenever it's dead. So it's not the most powerful charger, but the fact that you can swap them, and at Disney you can swap them for free, is pretty nice. Pro tip, you can buy them much cheaper on Amazon. They're actually linked if you look in my Amazon shop. You can find them on there, link down in the bio, but this is nice that you can swap that here. But I also noticed they've installed a water refill station right here. It's nice to see those being installed around property as well. Now, if there's one thing there's no shortage of at the Yacht and Beach Club, it is places to luxuriate. Everywhere around both of these resorts, you're gonna find different benches and rocking chairs. It is a very relaxing place to stay. So if you're staying here, I do recommend carving in a resort day just to take advantage of these beautiful resorts. Another reason to have a resort day here, well, normally, is to enjoy Stormalong Bay, which is the 3-acre water park here exclusively available to Yacht and Beach Club guests. Unfortunately, as you can see, it is under refurbishment right now, which is part of the reason you're gonna be shocked by the cost of our room. And it's gonna be under refurbishment scheduled through part of June right now. So definitely check if you're trying to book Yacht and Beach if it's gonna be reopened. But there's a lazy river, there's a sand bottom pool, there's floaties, there's a pirate ship slide. It is quite an experience, and you can see more of it and us enjoy it in our Beach Club video.
As Molly mentioned earlier, a huge draw of the Yacht Club Resort is its proximity to Epcot. You are walking distance to the International Gateway here. Also close by in this little rotunda, this roundabout, you have the Beach Club, as Molly mentioned. Across the way, you have Disney's Boardwalk Resort. So this really expands your culinary options available as well. On top of that, Swan and Dolphin are also just a hop, skip, and an additional jump that away. Now, I suppose you could also technically walk to Disney's Hollywood Studios from the Yacht Club. It's about a 20-minute walk. Or you could take the convenient boats located outside, or the Skyliner. And if you choose to take the Skyliner, that opens up a whole host of other dining options available to you. Personally, if I'm choosing one, I'm choosing the Riviera. It has some of my favorite spots to eat. Now, as far as access to the other parks in Disney Springs go, you'll have to use the bus service.
And speaking of boats, there are lots of recreation options here at Yacht Club, including renting one of those pontoon boats right there. You can also book an Epcot fireworks cruise that leaves from here. You can go fishing. If you're the kind of person that loves yogging, you can yog around the boardwalk here, around Crescent Lake. There are also tennis courts, which can be used to play pickleball. You can get equipment for free from the cast members at the front desk, as well as a volleyball court. So lots to do here, and never fear that the pool is closed, although that would be a bummer if you stayed here and it wasn't available, as there are quiet pools in the Yacht Club and Beach Club as well that just won't have all the fun and activities. Although they might right now. They might move some of the trivia and the games to one of the quiet pools since the main pool's closed, but normally those would just be for relaxing. Additionally, I should note that as long as Stormalong Bay is closed, Hurricane Hannah's, the pool bar, which also serves food, is closed as well.
Continuing our exploration of the grounds, we have now found the shared fitness center that the Yacht Club shares with the Beach Club. There are currently people inside working out right now, and I'm not about to bust in there with the camera and be like, look at all the cool weights. Instead, what we'll do is we'll use some of the footage that we took when we stayed at the Beach Club, so enjoy that right now.
Wow.
Whoa. Gosh, what great footage. Welcome back. We are going to continue on our walk around this way as Molly takes more B-roll shots of the entire Stormalong Bay, which is under maintenance right now. We also have an arcade that, if I remember correctly, last time we played a fishing game, and boy, did I win a high score, because I fished. Truly, I performed a feat of inhuman strength fishing a great white shark out of the water. You know, my favorite part about the arcade here is that it just smells ever so slightly wet, and like a little bit of chlorine has just seeped into the carpet below. It really is giving public pool in early September. If you, that is a smell, I'm sure that those of you who know, if IYK, that is a distinct concoction of chemical scent. But you know what? I would want nothing else filling my nostrils as I played, hold please, Snowcross.
Love them. Work of art.
Look at us.
Took very important photos at the photo booth, and now we have to keep going back to Yacht Club because Beaches and Cream is right here, but that's technically Beach Club, and we can't cross the threshold because this video is about the Yacht Club. So, shared amenities, fine. Beach Club restaurant, not acceptable for this video. But delicious if you like milkshakes, and I do recommend visiting if you're staying here. Time to check out the room. Ooh, cute.
Nautical chic.
These are nice. All right, let's kick it off with this rapid fire room tour. This is a standard room with a resort view, so the most basic room you can book at the Yacht Club. Coming right in here in the entryway, you've got a little beverage station with a Keurig, Joffrey's K-Cups, ice bucket, and beverage cooler. As always, this is not an actual mini fridge, so if you need a mini fridge for like a medication or something, you need to ask them before you get here. Right here, we have a pretty nicely sized wardrobe that lights up when you open it up. We've got lots of hangers, as well as forms if you'd like to take advantage of the laundry service. And in here, we have an ironing board, safe. Also, here's your full-length mirror for when you're getting ready. Moving into the bedroom area, it's actually quite spacious. We've got a 2-bed room here. Cute little Mickey left from the cast members because they are the magic, as well as this couch that Alan is beautifully modeling right now.
Now, what I want to draw your attention to is the gorgeous artwork that we have here. Knots, sails, real hull of a boat. Definitely not real Mickey signage on the hull of a boat. And of course, 1971 being the year when Walt Disney World opened.
Definitely, that's the real boat.
That's what they would like you to believe.
Also, this can pull down
Instructions here.
into a nice little flatbed situation, which we'll have demonstrated.
Oh, me. Should probably read the instructions.
Did you read the instructions?
Should probably read the instructions.
Read those
first.
instructions.
Hold on, okay.
Don't stand on it.
Well, I wasn't doing that. So we do this, we do this, pull.
And now we have a nice little bed for someone probably smaller than Alan, but please, if you wouldn't mind.
No.
Do you fit?
Yeah, I just don't want to put my shoes on the bed. I imagine this is for children.
It's kind of like you're in a coffin right now, the way I'm looking at you from up above.
You know, here's what I'll say. It's a good thing, at least, and you know, for all I know about children, it's a good thing that I hear they're resilient because their backs will recover from this in a couple of minutes. If you are over the age of 30, maybe don't use this one.
What's our rating on this lovely coffin
this,
bed?
3.
A 3.
3.
Yikes.
I feel the springs inside me. How's that rating sound?
Yeah, that's not the most comfortable thing I've laid on, but it is the most uncomfortable thing I've laid on in a Disney room.
There's also
Now here, if you'd like to pen a friend a letter, you sure can. Oh!
take this bad boy out for a spin.
Dear Theodosia, to say to you. That's nifty. I don't know why you need that, but I guess to pen a friend a letter. And then, as always, here it is. Hey Disney, tell us a joke.
What song does Esmeralda sing to her pet, Jolly? That would be Let It Goat.
Do not do Hunchback that way. Hunchback is a treasure.
Hey Disney, tell us a joke.
How does Fozzie Bear exercise?
He
waka wakas.
Waka waka.
That's pretty good.
No.
That's maybe the best joke it's ever told. Let's quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, we've peaked.
Good job. Hey Disney, can you set an alarm for me?
Alarm for what time?
8:30 a.m.
Hey, pal. You think you could help me out when the alarm goes off?
Why, of course. I'd be happy to.
Alarm set for 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
All right, that'll be better than the jokes. Thank you, Hey Disney. Now, we didn't love the pull down, but how's this one?
Firm, a little bit of give. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 right here. A little firm, but you know what? Some of us need that.
Right here in the nightstand, you've got a couple of different plugs, phone, drawers, and then I do like that you once again have little reading lights, and then you can do these over bed lights if you don't want the main overhead lights. Additionally, over here, you have another little stand, which I really appreciate if you're the person sleeping on this side of this bed. More art with another definite real 1971 emblem on the boat.
You say that like you don't believe it's real, okay? Your tone of your voice would indicate that you...
No, it's real.
I don't know if I believe you.
It's listen to the words.
But how they're said is also important.
Dads, here's your thermostat. Across the way here, you've got lots of storage place. Across the way here, you've got...
so much storage place.
You have so many storage places.
This baby got storage places.
This is a storage place. This is a storage place. And if you believe it or not, in here, also a storage place, specifically for extra pillows and blankets.
Up here, though, charging place.
Very different. These rooms were remodeled a couple years ago, and you can see that they took the time to add in some tech amenities by adding in more charging areas. Alan is headed out to our porch here, a little balcony. Now again, this is a resort view, which means in our case...
Look at this beautiful resort.
Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you.
Once never wonder what that was.
It does feel a little Pocahontas. But you can obviously pay to upgrade to a lagoon view or pool view or a better view. Out here on the porch, though, you do have 2 chairs and a little table if you'd like to enjoy some coffee or something out on the patio. Probably my favorite thing in the room, though, are these curtains because we are out at sea. We're looking up at the stars and all the constellations, and you know, there are some unique constellations here, like Boreas Playfolius, and it's Coda. Boreas Protectus.
Mermaidus Curiosus, Ariel.
Vicious Devotius.
Flounder. Houndus Loyalus, Pluto.
Mousimus Jovialus, Mickey, and
Mousimus Lovelius.
Minnie, and then Taurus Harmonious, which is Ferdinand the Bull.
That's Ferdinand. You have Humanus Mightius, which is Hercules.
And below Hercules is Horseus Wingus, which is Pegasus. And then I think I saw Simba? Yeah. Lioness Regalis is Simba. Dragonus Impulsivius is Mushu. Anyway, very cute detail that you have all these different Disney characters as constellations. And last but not least, the banyo. Pretty large bathroom starting with this entry area, dual sink situation. I do love when they have these amenities. I always steal the mouthwash and the shower cap and the vanity kit to put in my toiletry bags. Also a little lotion and salt. Not salt. Soap. Sea salt smelling soap. Made of sea salt? Don't eat it.
That is the message. Don't eat the soap.
One moment. Very important. We've seen this one before, and it's fine but not amazing. We do like the attachment. I think I normally give this one like a 7.5, so we'll maintain that. And then last but certainly not least, the other half of the restroom where you have the royal throne. Nice large walk-in shower situation. And I heard Alan gasp when he was taking B-roll in here earlier, and it's because they have individual shampoo, body wash, conditioner as opposed to the big pumps. I haven't seen these in forever, so I'm definitely taking those. And little overhead shower situation. Pretty nice. And this is definitely H2O products, just branded differently. A little detail I like is that when you open your TV, it does have your resort playing in the background, and you've got whatever park is closest to you, their icon. And then you can see here they're doing the announcements here about the refurbishments, that there may be some noise and that Stormalong Bay is under construction. But I do have to say I miss Stacy immensely on my television. I always wanted to be her.
Welcome to Must Do Disney. I'm your host, Stacy.
But how much does a room at the Yacht Club cost? For this room, a standard resort view room, rack rate meaning no annual pass discount, no DVC discount, no specials, just run-of-the-mill hotel rates, starts at $620 per night for value season and goes up to $1,114 during peak holiday season. Now, of course, you can usually get a discount on rooms for different packages and things. We got our annual pass holder discount on the room, and for one night paid $404.39. That's a very good rate for the Yacht Club, but don't forget Stormalong Bay is under refurbishment, which means it's a lot less money to stay here than normal because that's usually a huge benefit of staying at this resort. I looked with a discounted rate for a couple months after Stormalong Bay is supposed to reopen, and even with a pass holder discount, it was like $150 more per night to stay here. So you are definitely looking at that deluxe resort price point to stay here because not only do you have these nice big rooms, not only do you have Stormalong Bay, again, walking distance to Epcot, and the price is gonna reflect that. Also, as this is a deluxe resort, you do get a deluxe resort amenities. Every resort gets 30 minutes early entry into all 4 parks every day, but only deluxe resorts get those extended evening hours on select nights, usually at Magic Kingdom, sometimes at Epcot. I've seen it at the other parks as well. That is when the park is open for 2 extra hours only for deluxe and villa guests, so most of the rides have very, very low waits. It's a great perk to take advantage of if you're paying to stay at one of these hotels. So if you're looking at staying at the Yacht Club, I would look on the calendar to see if there's an Epcot night that could line up because that'd be really convenient.
But next up, it is time for us to change because we are going to have dinner at the Yachtsman Steakhouse.
And drinks before at Ale and Compass, so we gotta spruce up.
Yeah, gotta be snazzy, you know.
Bippity boppity boo. All right, let's go.
Now, before we head to dinner, we are going to stop by the Ale and Compass Lounge for a quick beverage and light bite. We could have gone to Cruise Cup, which is actually attached to the Yachtsman and shares a kitchen, but that recently took home the award for the best lounge bites in the first ever Golden Mammoth Award Show Lounge Edition. So we wanted to mix it up. The Ale and Compass Lounge is a small lounge attached to the lobby of the Yacht Club. It's a nice cozy vibe with some leather seats where you can pull up and have a delightful specialty beverage and grab a light bite. All right, now let's take a quick peek at the Ale and Compass Lounge menu. Thank you, Vanna. They have a whole host of original cocktails ranging from the Maple Old Fashioned to the Purple Mariner, as well as some zero-proof cocktails. Classic cocktails, these are your classics like a Mule, Mai Tai, Dark and Stormy, or Boulevardier. Featured spirits, wines, champagne and sparkling white, rosé and red, of course, as well as some dessert wines, interestingly enough. A pretty darn extensive beer list, if I do say so myself. And then they have lounge bites that are available in the evening. And this location shares a kitchen with the Ale and Compass sit-down restaurant. And while everything on this menu does sound delicious, I think my personal favorite is the Parker House rolls and spreads. Had that before. The bacon jam, to die for. And also we were informed by our server that there is a secret menu pub burger should you wish to order that as well. Alrighty, our beverages have arrived. I have picked up the New England Cherry Swirl. This is made with Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon, lemon juice pure maple syrup, and a float of Oberon Cabernet Sauvignon wine. Molly has gone for the spicy pomegranate margarita. This is made with El Mayor Blanco Tequila, Ancho Reyes Chile Liqueur, pomegranate juice, simple syrup, and lime juice.
Obviously, normally I'd go for like an old-fashioned, but theirs had orange juice in it, which is a no for me, dog. So I thought I'd mix it up. This is a miss for me. I'm not saying it would be a miss for everyone. In fact, our server said it's her favorite cocktail on the menu, but as someone who does not care for sweeter cocktails, this is way too sweet for my liking. I love a spicy margarita because I like the little bit of heat. I love especially when there's like fresh jalapenos in it and it's got the lime and the heat balance, but adding the pomegranate just makes it too sweet for me. I cannot taste the alcohol, which for some people is a good thing, but I want to taste the spirit when I'm enjoying a cocktail, and I'm not getting a lot of the heat. I'm mostly getting pomegranate, a little bit of lime, especially because I squeezed some in there, and that's kind of the flavor I'm tasting. So this is not something I would order again, but if you like a sweeter cocktail, especially a sweeter margarita, I think this is made pretty well. It's just not something that's for me.
You can see the wine floater on top of here, which is a weird sentence. That's fascinating to me. I think if you are a fan of a whiskey sour or sangria, you're probably going to enjoy this beverage. I taste a little bit of the bourbon on the back end, but mostly the fruitiness of the wine. Ultimately, though, for me, it's a one and done. If you're going to come here, my suggestion would be if you like a classic cocktail that is spirit forward, then order one. Typically, we order new things when we go to lounges. We want to try new things and explore the menu. But if I were coming here and I wasn't filming, it would be an old fashioned for me.
I'm going to echo that sentiment and say I've been here with friends and gotten a very good martini. So don't forget, they can always do just a classic cocktail as well, but it is fun to try new things. And now our tasty appetizer has arrived. We were going to go for those pubs and spreads, but then our servers told us about the seasonal flatbread and we couldn't resist. It is a flatbread with a fig jam as the base and then brie cheese, shredded chicken, and topped with a bourbon glaze and chili oil.
Oh, wow. First of all, I want to shout out the crust. This is a traditional flatbread crust, very crispy. It still has some of that gluten, so it has some chew. There are 3 stars of this show, and none of them are the chicken. The chicken are there to play a supporting role. It is the fig, the chili oil, and the brie cheese. And those are all a symphony. You have that rich, heavy creaminess, a little bit of funk from the brie, the chili oil adding a touch of spice over top, and the fig coming in and finishing that out with a little bit of sweetness and fruitiness. This is so very tasty on a very well done flatbread. I'm a really big fan of this and I'm happy we ordered it.
Now we are headed to Yachtsman Steakhouse, the signature restaurant here at Yacht and Beach Club. You can tell by the name that it is in fact a steakhouse, and being a signature restaurant does mean it's going to be a little bit pricier and the dress code is a little fancier. Not saying you need a ball gown or a tux, but typically no swimwear, no athletic wear, ball caps, that sort of thing. As Alan mentioned, it is attached to the Cruise Cup Lounge, which is fantastic and has those amazing prime rib sliders. And I do want to mention that both Cruise Club and the Ale and Compass, where we just were, are great places if you are having an Epcot day, if you want to step out for a little bit and relax and have a really good cocktail and a really quality bite. Both good choices for that. But for now, I'm excited to go to Yachtsman because it has been several years at this point since I've eaten here, and I only remember good things, and I can't wait to try it again. And as a quick note, because it is a signature dining experience, like we often do, we will not be recording live in the restaurant as to not disturb the other guests trying to enjoy their fancy meal, but you'll hear from future Molly and Alan right now about the experience. Yachtsman Steakhouse decor is what I would call steakhouse chic. There is lots of wooden elements to it, and then because we're at the Yacht Club, lots of nautical decor and touches as well. But my favorite thing is the window when you first walk in to look at some of the various cuts of meat, and it has a photo of Minnie Moo, a real Holstein cow that lived in the predecessor to Mickey's Toontown on the farm because she had a Mickey-shaped spot. Taking a look at the menus, for starters, there are a variety of specialty cocktails as well as a very robust wine list. On the Golden Mammoth, we sampled some of these special cocktails, specifically the Whistle Pig Old Fashioned and the Regatta, and both were quite tasty, but tonight we opted for a bottle of wine as recommended by our server. More on that in a little bit. As far as food goes, you have a variety of classic steakhouse starters such as a steakhouse wedge salad, Caesar salad, beef carpaccio, and a shrimp cocktail, as well as the famous lobster bisque, which has been the same recipe since the restaurant opened over 30 years ago. Then you've got your variety of butcher's cuts from a filet to a prime rib. Each of the steaks comes with a potato and a sauce, but you are free to mix and match as you choose or go for the full sauce flight. There's a couple of seafood enhancements as well as land and sea entrees featuring a bone-in pork chop, a vegan scallop, and a Chilean sea bass. There are also a variety of steakhouse sides which are designed to share, including truffle fries, red wine braised mushrooms, or creamed spinach. Your meal kicks off with the bread service, which are sourdough rolls and the famous onion pull-apart bread, which is phenomenal. It's served with garlic that's been roasted for 4 to 5 hours and spreads like butter, as well as salted butter if you'd like to add that. Incredible, soft, buttery bread. The garlic is unbelievable. Lots of onion flavor. This is delightful.
And I started my meal with a French onion soup. This is onion broth, topped with port wine, and then a sourdough crouton with Gruyere cheese, all melty and good on top. And there was no way to eat this without being messy, but my goodness, I loved it. It was very, very rich. The beef broth was delicate with those onions inside. The sourdough crouton absorbed all of that oniony goodness, and then I love Gruyere cheese, and the cheese pull on this was magnificent. An incredible French onion soup.
And I couldn't resist getting the steakhouse wedge salad, which we had at Cruise Cup recently. This is topped with candied bacon, farmhouse eggs, radish, and a smoky blue cheese dressing. This salad is so fantastic, largely in part to that runny, ooey gooey egg, which was once again cooked perfectly. I like that the blue cheese dressing is a little bit more like a vinaigrette, so it's not quite as thick, but it still has that pungent blue cheese flavor. And then you've got some candied bacon adding some sweetness. This is a delicious and shareable salad. And to keep things fancy, after our appetizers, we got a complimentary palate cleanser, which was a passion fruit and peach sorbet. I kind of felt like I was in Princess Diaries, except for I didn't put the whole thing in my mouth. This was fresh and light, and I had a few bites of it in order to get ready for our mains, which, heads up, is a lot of food.
To be clear, I did put it all in my mouth, and I definitely got brain freeze circa Mia Thermopolis. For my entree, I picked up the red wine braised short ribs. This is over top of bacon and kale mashed potatoes with roasted carrots and turnips. As far as the short rib goes, you could taste the light acidity of the red wine as it had glazed over top of the very rich short ribs that absolutely fell apart. This required no cutting. I simply needed to pull with just the barest amount of effort, and I was able to get a huge and tender bite of this delicious short rib. On top of that, you had the bacon and kale mashed potatoes. You could sub this for other mashed potatoes if you wanted to, but for me, I wanted to try this. This was lightly earthy because of the kale, but it was complemented with the fattiness of the bacon, and I enjoyed these mashed potatoes more than I thought I would. And then the roasted carrots and turnips on the side gave a little bit of light sweetness and made me feel healthier, of course, because I was having vegetables.
And being at a steakhouse, I felt compelled to order a steak, the 7-ounce filet mignon to be specific. I ordered it medium rare, and it was cooked perfectly to my liking. It had a little bit of that char on the outside, so it had the crust that was perfect, and then the steak melted in your mouth. I tried it on its own first, and then I went for the garlic cabernet butter, which was the only sauce not included in the flight, which obviously you know we ordered. This was unbelievable. One of the best bites of steak I've ever had because of that garlic wine butter. I wish I could put that on everything. Now for my side, I could not decide if I wanted a potato or green beans, and so Danielle, our wonderful server, brought us both. The green beans were cooked to perfection. They had a little bit of snap and they were covered in garlic, so delicious, dipped in the variety of sauces. And then for the potato, I went for the au gratin, which was thinly sliced potatoes with a creamy, dreamy sauce. This had a little bit of crust on the outside. This was my favorite side of the night. Spoiler alert, we ordered 3 more to share for the table. The one we didn't plan on ordering was the seasonal vegetable, but as soon as we heard it was a tri-color cauliflower roasted with a Mornay sauce and goat cheese, we were sold. And honestly, some of the best cauliflower I've ever had. It was crispity, crunchy, cooked to perfection, and then it had this rich and creamy sauce on top of it. Tons of goat cheese, which I absolutely love. This was fantastic, and like Alan said, healthy because it's a vegetable.
The next of what seems like an infinite number of sides we tasted was the truffle mac and cheese. These were long spiral noodles covered in a creamy truffle cheese sauce and topped with breadcrumbs that had been baked, so those breadcrumbs were nice and toasted. The truffle flavor in this was throughout, fully coated, nice depth of flavor. The cheese was nutty, rich, and creamy, and these long spiral noodles, I think, were the perfect vessel to transport the maximum amount of cheese sauce to my mouth. It was incredible, and I think this perhaps was my favorite side. And finally, I saw hot honey bourbon Brussels sprouts on the menu with chili candied walnuts on top and thought, yes, I must eat those. And you might be thinking, Alan, it's because of the bourbon. Wrong. It's because of the Brussels sprouts. It's a vegetable. Follow me for my health tips. Now, these were so well cooked. They were crispy on the outside, tender on the inside. There was a little bit of crunch, both from the Brussels sprout itself and from the chili candied walnuts on the top. The bourbon had reduced down to where it was almost a syrup, and the chili candied walnuts on top gave it a little bit of spice to complement the sweetness. I thought this was a very well-balanced Brussels sprout dish and enjoyed it greatly.
Now back to the aforementioned sauce flight. You can add this onto any entree, and it comes with a house steak sauce, béarnaise sauce, peppercorn sauce, blue cheese sauce, and a bordelaise sauce. For science, we had to get it so that we could try all 6 steak toppings, including the butter, and we have ranked them. For me, the number 1 accoutrement is the butter that I got with my steak that does not come on the sauce flight. Number 2, peppercorn sauce. Number 3, blue cheese. Number 4, bordelaise. Number 5, béarnaise. And number 6, steak sauce.
And for me, the number 1 sauce is the peppercorn, followed by the blue cheese, then that delicious butter, the bordelaise, béarnaise, and then steak sauce. There's just something about that peppercorn sauce that speaks directly to my soul. Light, peppery, and just decadent.
But honestly, none were bad, and I highly recommend trying them all.
We also took a look at the dessert menu. It had a listing of dessert wines, scotches, and cognacs alongside their signature desserts, apple spice cake, lemon meringue, and creme brulee, as well as some coffee drinks. Now, at this point, we were too full to order any of the desserts listed, as delicious as they looked on the dessert cart that was laid out at the front of the restaurant. So we didn't get anything this time, but I can recommend 10 out of 10 the creme brulee because we did pick it up last time we visited the Crew Cup, and it was incredible. Yeah, I'm so incredibly full, but that was all so tasty.
Also, shout out to Danielle, our server, who was wonderful, but also she told us that if you're at a signature restaurant on Disney property and you're staying on Disney property, you can order a bottle of wine, and anything you don't finish, you can cork and take with you back to your room, which somehow I've never been told this in all of my Disney dining.
Which is an incredible tip to know, because that way you're not feeling the pressure of having to finish the whole bottle of wine, because we clearly did not. And now this is something that we take back to the room.
And can enjoy there. So if you are a wine drinker, or you are the kind of person who maybe wants a glass of wine after being in the park all day, yeah, go to a signature restaurant, order a bottle of wine, and you can bring it back with you. So little pro tip.
All in all though, what an incredible experience. So much good food. I am painfully full.
My thing about Yachtsman Steakhouse is I sometimes forget about it because I don't think it's that special or unique in the sense of you can go to a really nice steakhouse in like most cities, but everything is so good. Everything was so high quality, delicious, so flavorful,
very rich,
phenomenal meal. So maybe I should think about it more. If you want like a classic, really good steakhouse, it was lovely.
Okay, but with that, we are headed back to the room so that I might be horizontal and get some rest. But we will see you all tomorrow morning.
Good night.
Night. Good morning.
We are headed off to breakfast. Now, I do want to note a few things. One, the bed was very comfortable.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that. And two, I don't know if it's because we had an adjoining room or just the particular party, but I've never been able to hear a group next to me quite so clearly as I did this morning.
They were very excited to greet the day.
I hope they have a great day in the parks,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to point that out. It didn't like wake me up, but the whole time we were getting ready, I could hear every word of their conversation. So just something to consider. And now we're off to the Ale and Compass, anchors away. For breakfast this morrow, we are headed to Ale and Compass Restaurant. This is the full-service restaurant attached to the lounge we went to last night that does breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Kind of classic breakfast, a little zhuzhed up breakfast. They also have quick service breakfast at the market if you want something simpler, like a Mickey waffle or a breakfast sandwich. But this is a good choice if you want something a little more low-key than a character meal, but just still want to sit and luxuriate. And don't forget, if you do want that character meal, across the way at the Beach Club, there is Cape May Cafe, which we went to during our Beach Club stay, which is kind of a sleeper hit when it comes to character dining. Taking a look at the menu. Now, they used to have a breakfast buffet you could choose, but now it is a continental enhancement, meaning you can add on the smaller buffet that's pastries, cinnamon rolls, yogurt, fresh fruit. For $28, you still get an entree and a non-fancy beverage with that. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. They have a couple breakfast cocktails, and my eye was immediately drawn to the mimosa, which features Uncle Nearest whiskey in a mimosa, which I've never had before. I wasn't planning on having a breakfast cocktail, but, you know, things change. Looking at the entrees, you've got a couple of sweets like the seasonal French toast or the dark chocolate waffle, and then classic breakfasts like an American breakfast, shrimp and grits, steak and eggs. There's a burger with an egg on top of it if you'd like that, as well as some lighter things like a plant-based protein bowl and breakfast quiche. On the back, we've got more beverages, including juices, a variety of coffees, teas, and other, like milk. If you want to drink a glass of oat milk, you can. Has anyone ever just drank a glass of oat milk? I don't know, but I won't judge you if you do. Our food has arrived, and I didn't choose the 3-drink early lifestyle. It has chosen me once again, because I really didn't expect to get a drink this morning, but I saw Uncle Nearest whiskey in a mimosa, and I felt like I had to try it. Al just sniffed it. This is the Legacy Mimosa. It's got Uncle Nearest 1884 small batch Tennessee whiskey, Grand Marnier liqueur, sparkling wine, and Minute Maid orange juice. That's 3 different kinds of liquor, so Magic Kingdom's gonna be really fun in a little bit. Peru Alto Mayo Protected Forest Coffee Press Pot roasted by Joffrey's Coffee TM serves 2 portion. This is fun because it is supporting a conservation initiative to protect the forest in Peru, which we love, and then obviously water, because you have to have 1 to hydrate, 1 to caffeinate, and 1 to luxuriate. I don't make the rules. Then for my entree, I have chosen the New England quiche, which is, I don't know what makes it New England. Maybe I'll have an accent when I eat it. Perhaps I will be from Boston, but it doesn't have like lobster in it, which would be New England to me. I don't know. It's just New England in name only, perhaps. It's a roasted mushroom and herbed cheese quiche with roasted tomatoes. And then it's supposed to come with baked beans, but I asked her to swap for potatoes and then also surprise sausage on the side, which I'm not mad about.
And I picked up the shrimp and white cheddar grits. This comes with poached eggs, chorizo, and a charred tomato stew.
This mimosa was, well, first of all, dare I even call it a mimosa? Because it was really more of a whiskey-based cocktail, and I loved it. Not only because I like Uncle Nearest whiskey, not just for the incredible story, which I explained in detail in our Black History Month video from a couple of years ago, but because it is a delicious, small batch, incredible flavor whiskey run by women of color, and we love to support that. But this cocktail was delicious. I couldn't really taste the Grand Marnier. It kind of worked in with the orange juice, which was not too sweet. I'm actually not a huge fan of orange juice, and while it looks like there's a lot in here because there's 3 different kinds of liqueurs, you can definitely still taste the alcohol. I can't really taste the champagne very much. It mostly tastes like whiskey and orange juice, which honestly, I'm here for.
Let me tell you, I'm a fan of strong coffee, and strong coffee this is. It is thick and velvety with a little bit of a hint of chocolate on the end of that flavor. This is exactly what I need to give me the caffeine to power me to Magic Kingdom today. So a massive shout out to Joffrey's for this blend, and another shout out to a video that Molly made when she went to the Joffrey's facility and actually got to tour and see how all those different blends are made.
As far as the quiche goes, it was very good. It wasn't the best quiche I've ever had, but I also don't have any complaints. The crust was a real highlight, nice, light, and flaky, fell apart, melted in your mouth. And the quiche itself was cooked very well, a little bit of herb flavor as well as lots of mushroom flavor. You definitely have to like mushrooms to enjoy this. It was a little unexciting. I put some hot sauce on there and it made it exactly what I wanted, but if you like quiche, you can't really go wrong here. Also, I quite enjoyed the breakfast potatoes and the side of sausage, so pretty traditional breakfast, nothing over the top unusual, but solid all around.
The shrimp and grits is, outside of the Yachtsman, the best meal that I have had while at the Yacht Club. And in fact, I'll go to say that these grits are probably my top 3 grits that I've had on Disney property. They are just that good. The perfect texture, buttery, very cheesy. They have the distinct sharpness of the white cheddar cheese. The shrimp were also grilled beautifully, crispy on one side, not dry though, don't taste very fishy. I have a perfectly poached egg. I love the chutney beneath it, the tomato sauce. This all combines to be a very hearty breakfast, and it's one of my favorites. Oh, it's very tasty. Quite the way to fuel up before heading to the parks today.
Shout out to the man who saw us taking video and said it's supposed to look like the inside of a lighthouse in here.
That was very helpful.
Like, wow, I get it now. So, thank you. I think Ale and Compass is a good, like, what I would call a filler restaurant almost. It's not somewhere that's going to be top billed on your stay. It's going to be easy to book a dining reservation, but it's, in my experience, solid. So if you just want something reliable that you're going to be able to get a good meal at and not too much fuss, Ale and Compass is a good choice.
Okay, well that brings us to an end of our stay here at Disney's Yacht Club Resort. What'd you think?
I don't know why exactly, but I like the Yacht Club more than the Beach Club.
I think I can agree with that. I think it just depends on the aesthetic. The Beach Club reminds me of like a beach house that I'd see on a vacation in its aesthetic. And the Yacht Club reminds me of the Captain from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah,
it's just I like the aesthetic. I really like the rooms, the way they've been redone. I do like it when there's just a little bit more Disney, like the new rooms at the Grand Floridian that have Mary Poppins type theme, but I really like the curtains, and I just like the overall look and feel of this resort a little bit more than its sister resort.
What do you mean, Molly? They've got Mickey and 71 very clearly
on
the hull of that ship.
Definitely not stock art, that was photoshopped. I also think the food's better at this resort. I know they're sister resorts, but generally speaking, I mean, I think Ale and Compass is a great lounge, and Yachtsman Steakhouse is excellent. Cruise Cup.
I think where it falls off a little bit for me is the quick service food here. There's not as many quick service options at the Yacht Club.
Or the Beach Club. Either one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Across both resorts, not as many great quick service options, especially right now while Stormalong Bay is under refurb and that pool bar is also unavailable. When that comes back, though, less of an issue. And then I'll also say both for Beach Club and for the Yacht Club, while they are very nice and I enjoy the resorts, you can tell they're a little bit on the older side in terms of the catalog of resorts available at Walt Disney World. So that's just something that I noticed and felt this time around.
I think that I understand why people love these resorts, why they're their all-time favorite resorts. It's very hard to beat, especially during a festival, the ability to walk just a few minutes and be inside Epcot and then be able to drink around the world and not worry about anything. So I really understand why people love these resorts, particularly for that reason.
But I had a wonderful stay this time around, and boy, are we really making our way through all of the resorts here on Walt Disney World property.
Yes, we don't have that many more new resorts to check out on our Staycation series, but let us know what you want to see below. And if you want to see different style of rooms, let us know that as well. Definitely would be interested in checking out club level rooms, concierge level rooms. If you would like to see it, we can do it.
Yeah, I think so. But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, and follow us on all of our socials. Come join us on Discord. We'd love to have you there. The links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been magical. Bye! We're off to a park to film a video.
Yep.
I emerged from a cocoon.
You're being birthed out of the closet.
I'm wearing it in my head.
Don't break anything.
For your consideration, judges. 10 out of 10.